I kind of want to take you guys through an emotional roller coaster here, like maybe like the stages of grief. What are the stages of grief? Wow, all the artists and songs that I listen to now are kind of sad. They're just straight up sad. I have a lot of those songs. Hello guys, welcome back to the channel. It's Nena. If you're new here, welcome. I'm so happy to have you, and if you're not new, thanks for coming back. So, a couple months ago, I put out a video called Artists You Should Listen to If You're a Swiftie. And that video was just kind of all about branching out, trying to find new artists. If you like Taylor Swift, you might like this song or this artist. This year, I've really made it my goal to just listen to a lot of different artists and really follow up with new music that's coming out, because I've just been a Taylor Swift fan forever. I've been listening to Taylor Swift literally all the time, all day, every day, and really wanted to branch out and find new artists that I would like as well. And so I came up with the idea for this video a couple days ago when I had to go on a 3-hour drive and I was trying to make a playlist. And I just threw together this playlist of albums that I had recently been listening a lot to, albums that had come out in the past like 6 months, I'll say. And I realized as I was listening to my playlist that all of these songs are sad. I don't know what it is about the new generation of artists, but they just have the saddest songs ever. These new artists from Gen Z, and we're gonna go into it when I start adding songs to this playlist, but for example, like Olivia Rodrigo's album is so angsty and like emotional and sad. I feel like that really encaptures that new generation that's coming up and making music and songwriting, and it's all great. I love it, but I just noticed, I'm like, wow, all the artists and songs that I listen to now are kind of sad. Of course, there's exceptions to this. They're not all sad, but I would say a good majority are sad. And so I was thinking, why don't I go through and create the ultimate sad girl playlist? Because I don't know if you guys do this, but like sometimes I just like listening to sad music, even if I'm not particularly sad. Sometimes you just need to have a sad girl moment, a sad girl hour. That's what we're gonna be doing today. We're gonna be going through Spotify and creating a playlist with all kinds of songs, all different artists. I definitely want to add some songs that are kind of popular that everybody likes, and then I also want to go through and add some songs that maybe you guys haven't heard before. But yeah, I just wanted to include you guys in it and take you through how I make my playlists and my thought process throughout them. But if you guys don't follow me on Spotify, it's Nena Shelby, I believe, and I've got a lot of different fun playlists on there that you guys could check out if you also have the same music taste as me. But yeah, let's get into it. Okay, so first things first, we gotta go into Spotify. I'll do a little screen recording here so you guys can see what I'm doing. First, I'm in my profile here, and as you can see already, it's Taylor Swift a lot. And someone made this playlist of every single Taylor Swift song there is on Spotify, and so I refer to that one a lot, which is why it's there. Okay, but let's create. We'll press the plus button, and we're gonna call it the ultimate sad girl hour. So let's try to make this playlist like 1 hour. I think that would be a good length. Let's see, what emojis do we want to use? Is there like a rain cloud? I kind of like that. And a flower, because rain makes flowers grow. Wow, that just got super deep really fast. Okay, create. Okay, and this is the exciting part. Oh wow, this is funny. They suggested me songs that are sad already. And I will say I'm going to add some of these songs on here. Where do I want to start here? I kind of want to take you guys through an emotional roller coaster here. Like maybe like the stages of grief. What are the stages of grief? Let me look. Yes. Okay. Denial. First stage of grief. Okay. I have found our first song, and that is going to be I Miss You, I'm Sorry by Gracie Abrams. I think this is the perfect song to add first to the playlist because Gracie Abrams is the sad girl. Like, I love her voice and I love her songs, but man, a lot of sad songs and so calming. And so I think that's a good one to start with. And also this song is like very back and forth. It's like, I should go, but I also think that would be worse if I go. I miss you and I'm sorry. And so that back and forth is kind of like denial of like what truly needs to happen. So I'm starting off strong with that one. I think it's a good one to start with. Oh, I know which one I'm putting next. Okay. Next, we are going to put Forever and Always piano version, Taylor's version, because I think this has the same sentiment of like denial of the ending of something. You're like, no, you said forever and always. You can't just leave. And then she says, it rains when you're here and it rains when you're gone. So it's like, again, that push and pull of I don't know if this should end or not. I don't know if I want this to end or not. Yeah, that's going next. Okay, I think we could do one more that's kind of in that same vibe. Oh, this is a good one. I am going to be putting Talking to Strangers by Maisie Peters. I think this goes with the denial of something that's over and how she like talks to other people, just like random people, like the cashier at the grocery store knows it's your birthday, or like she's talking about him like they're still together. You know, that's kind of like the denial part of it. I think this one's a good denial song. Okay, so we got 3 songs so far. Okay, the next thing is kind of like anger, that stage of being sad where it's like very angry. There's a lot of songs that I could put for this one. Okay, I think the first song I'm gonna put is one of my top favorite John Mayer songs. And before you go crazy about John Mayer, because I know a lot of people have mixed opinions about him, but his music is just so good, and he's a great guitar player. So we're putting Slow Dancing in a Burning Room, and I think this one is also kind of like that slow burn anger, very accusatory and like kind of like telling the other side of the story, I would say. Just like how it starts out, it says, "You were the one I always dreamed of," and then he goes, "How dare you say it's nothing to me, you're the only light I ever saw." The next song that I'm following this with is a song from Casey Musgraves. I know not everybody likes country, but oh my gosh, her voice is so clear and just like pure. This song is one of my favorites because it's called Space Cowboy. The play on words here is she says, "You can have your space, cowboy," like because he asked for space and she's like, "Okay, you can have your space," being sarcastic about it a little bit. And that's kind of like the emotional response people have sometimes after like an argument or like a breakup or something. They're like, "Fine, I didn't want you anyways, like leave." And so that's like the knee-jerk reaction, and then afterward you're like, maybe I shouldn't have said that. Okay, the next song I'm putting on here is from a girl that got popular on TikTok. Her name's Lauren Spencer Smith, and she has this song called Flowers that I'm obsessed with, and it's so good. She has a very powerful voice, and just like it's like one of those power ballads. Basically in the song she talks about how looking back, these are all the things that she should have noticed was like a red flag. The hook is, I guess, that flowers aren't just used for big apologies. The fact that he only brought her flowers when he was like had to apologize for something and not just like as a surprise or like as like a nice thing to do for no reason. That's like a burn right there. So that one's another kind of like angry, sad song. TikTok has shown me so much new music. It's like really cool to see people, you know, go from not having like any following at all to like getting millions and millions of views on TikTok, and that's enough for them to record the song, get signed to a record label, and then put out the song. And then I literally saw this girl perform at Wango Tango, one of the biggest concerts here of the summer. That's just like really cool that like a year ago I didn't even know who she was, and that then she was like up on the stage. It can't be a true sad girl hour if we don't play Olivia Rodrigo, because all of her songs from Sour are very either angsty, aggressive, or just like really sad. And I think Traitor is definitely one that has to go on here, because I think that song is like the perfect feeling of betrayal and like that anger that goes with that. You know, my favorite line of the song is literally the first line, "Brown guilty eyes and little white lies." The details there paints the picture of like someone that could seem innocent. There was like a little white lies in there. Traitor getting added to the list here. If we're keeping with this kind of stages of sadness or whatever, we're gonna go with this song from a band that I really, really like. They're one of my favorite bands out there. It's called the band Camino, and they have a song called Help Me Get Over You, and I feel like this is the stage of being sad that's like, I will do anything to just get past this already, and it would be so much easier if this person did something so bad that I could be so mad that I'd be over it. It says, "I wish you never met me or you met somebody new." So it's like, I wish there was like a reason that you broke up with me other than the fact that you just didn't want to be with me anymore. Wish there was like a reason to blame it on. If you haven't heard of the band Camino or listened to any of their songs, I highly recommend it. They've got some really good lyrics and just a whole great vibe. I feel like the biggest section of this playlist is just going to be those just sad songs. They're just straight up sad. I have a lot of those songs. The first one I'm gonna add is from Tate McRae. Guys, if you haven't heard Tate McRae's new album, it's so good. She released it a couple weeks ago, and this is her first debut album, but if you haven't heard any of her songs either, go check them out. She's a great songwriter. Songs that get stuck in my head all the time. But again, almost every single song on her album is either like angry sad or just sad. I don't know. There's just so much emotion in this one. And so the song I'm adding from her album is called Feel Like Shit. And as aggressive as that title is, this song is so sad. And it basically just talks about how she can't stop thinking about this situation, and that for the first time they stopped trying to reach out. Maybe she'll get used to feeling this sad, like, oh, maybe I'll get used to it. But right now it just really sucks. The music video is even more emotional. So we're halfway done with this playlist. We got 30 minutes, so I'm gonna do 30 more minutes for this playlist to get that full sad hour. Now, I think to bridge into the depressive state, we need to choose one that's like a hard hitter, and for me, that's Last Kiss by Taylor Swift. I really wish she'd come out with Speak Now Taylor's version so I can add that, but for right now, we just have the normal Last Kiss, the stolen version. This is a song that I like to listen to if I want to be in a mood, because it's like 6 minutes long. It's a really long song, and it's just like straight up sad. The point where you're just not angry anymore, you're just like straight up sad, and you miss like the memories, the good memories. And then here's a song that I remembered recently, but this song came out a while ago from Alessia Cara. It's called River of Tears, and just like the title, it's just kind of piano ballad type of song. This song presents a very jaded view of being sad about someone. This song takes you through all of the different stages here. My favorite line of the whole song is, "Love brings you flowers and it builds your coffins," and that is such a skeptical view, where it's like the same person that could like make you so happy could also destroy you because of how much you invested in them. Basically just talks about how the river of tears washed her clean, so by the end of it she's like, I'm good, but still. Another song that Haley Steinfeld came out with 2 years ago. She doesn't come out with a lot of music. I really wish she would. But this song is called Wrong Direction, and in the music video she's literally like in a bathtub just crying. And this one again is not very angry. Literally the first words of the song is, I don't hate you, I just hate what you put me through. That stage is like very, very sad. As you can see, I'm a very lyrics-based person, so all of these songs are just like hard hitters lyrically. The next one I'm adding is from Lainey, which is another alternative pop kind of band, and the song that I'm adding from them is called Malibu Nights. And this song reminds me of if you're kind of in a mood and you just want to go driving. This is like a perfect driving song if you just wanted like time to think and you're just driving around. It definitely paints the not so pretty picture of depression and trying to find something to get you out of that, essentially, and not knowing like where to go. One of my favorite lyrics from this song is, every thought when it gets late puts me in a fragile state. So it's just kind of like that late at night moment where all the feelings come in and you get really in your feels. Okay, the next song I'm adding is Memories by Conan Gray. It's like you've just reached the point where you're still sad, but you can finally look at pictures or think about memories and just be content and like smile at it and just be like, oh, that was good, you know, for what it was. I think Conan Gray, he's very emotional and his songs are very longing, and I feel like that's one of like those really strong emotions that people have sometimes. He's really good at capturing that feeling. I feel like I need to add another Gracie Abrams song because I think she's just like queen of sadness. I'm adding Rockland. I really love the production of this song and the music part of it, but I feel like the intentions here, it's like, I bet you wish you never even met me, and I feel like this is the other side of, I don't know, like a breakup or something, where usually people write songs, they're the one being broken up with, they're the one being heartbroken, but it sounds in this song it's a little bit different. Being the one who left the relationship, people expect you to not be sad because you're the one that ended it, but I feel like they can be just as sad or even sometimes more sad. She says, I don't blame you, broke your every heartbeat. Anyways, and then I'm also gonna add one more from Tate McRae's new album because this was my favorite one on the album. It's called Hate Myself, and again, a very like jarring title to have, but one of those songs where it's like, I'm taking responsibility for messing things up. You know that this person would be happier if they were not with you. Kind of like putting the blame on yourself because you cannot give them what they deserve and therefore you need to take yourself out, essentially. But in the chorus she says, after I just put you right through hell, you couldn't hate me more than I hate myself. Sure, they can hate you for breaking up with them, but like the way that you are mad at yourself more for putting them through that is like very complex emotions. And I think she captures it so well in this song lyrically. Add that to the list. Okay, we're at 1 hour, but I'm gonna add a few more. We can't make a sad girl playlist without adding Phoebe Bridgers to it because she is also queen of being sad. Okay, I'm adding the song Smoke Signals because I feel like this is a song where she's remembering a lot, and then at the very end of the song it says, I buried a hatchet, it's coming up lavender, the future's unwritten, the past is a corridor, and she's just kind of like looking back on all of that. I think you get to that point where it's like acceptance and also just like looking back on how kind of far you've come from that situation or whatever thing is making you sad. How could I forget Lord? I was meaning to add this song, but I need to add Liability to this playlist because it is literally the ultimate sad song. Like, yeah, I'm adding that. Now that I've made it to like an hour, I'm just gonna rapid fire add a bunch of songs to the end of here that I think match the vibe of the sad girl hour because not everybody's been in relationships. I feel like there's some songs that can be more relatable to somebody within their own self, whether it's like confidence issues, insecurities, mental illness. There's just so many other sad songs that don't have to be with being in a relationship, and I feel like those are just as important as all the other songs. So we definitely got to add This Is Me Trying, absolutely, Taylor Swift. There's a song by Len and Stella called Older Than I Am that I really like, and it's kind of just about getting older and growing up too fast and having to deal with that. I'm adding Heather by Conan Gray because we all long for somebody we can't have sometimes. I'm adding this song called Lonely from Noah Cyrus because, man, this song is about kind of like being so depressed, and I don't know why I'm laughing. I feel like I always laugh when something is sad. I think that's a lot of people's coping mechanism these days. But yeah, this song is just about like self-sabotage and being like destructive and how nothing's like going right ever and just a cry for help essentially. It's so sad. We're adding Enough for You from Sour, Olivia Rodrigo, because that's all about not feeling like you're good enough for somebody, and that can be one of the worst feelings ever. Oh, I'm gonna add Homecoming Queen by Kelsey Ballerini because I think this song is very much about painting on a happy face when you're actually super sad, and that it's okay to not pretend to be happy when you're not happy. When did this become me explaining and analyzing the lyrics of all of these songs? We're gonna add Matilda from Harry Styles' new album. That one is very like, there's like this genre of songs that is very like the burnt out gifted kid type of vibe. I think Matilda really encapsulates that. I'm like kind of going crazy right now adding songs to this, but there's a song I saw on TikTok from this band called Nightly. The song is called 20 Something. It's basically about when we get to our 20s, we have no idea what we're doing. You kind of feel like you're not achieving your full potential. You know, everyone's saying, don't freak out, we're only 20 something. You know that you're still young, but still there's just like a lot of outside pressures. So I really like that song. I think it's super relatable. Okay, this became the ultimate sad girl 2 hours, but you know what? That's okay. I'll probably keep adding songs to this playlist just because I love making playlists and I love just like updating them with new music. So if you guys want to go follow this playlist, I will link it down below in the description box below. But yeah, this was super fun. I'm sure I will continue to find new songs to add to this playlist, but if you guys have any additions that you think I should add to this playlist, please comment them down below and then I'll try to go through and add some of your guys' suggestions. Let me know if you guys want me to do more of this, just talking about new music, different artists, my recommendations. Again, like I said, my goal this year was to find new artists and new songs to listen to because I think continuously learning new music and listening to new sounds, it really keeps you creative and it keeps your inspiration going. So it's been really good. I've discovered so many new artists and albums that I otherwise wouldn't have listened to if I didn't take a chance and go through and listen to all of it. If you guys like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Lets me know that you like what I'm doing. And don't forget to subscribe because I post new videos every Tuesday and Friday. I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.